All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, probably good night. Doesn't matter where you're watching from. My name is Dennis, and today we're going to be diving into Entity Framework version 6, Code Force Approach, based on .NET Framework version 4.6. I'm doing this video, or rather, I would say this video is dedicated to senior developers who do not have visibilities or understand what Entity Framework is and do not know how to use it up to date. That's the reason why this video is here. So I'm not going to talk into details about that, but I hope this is going to encourage anyone who is a senior developer to probably dive in the near future to go understand what this does. Right, let's dig in. First things first, what is Entity Framework? Entity Framework is an open source object relational mapping framework for ADO.NET. All right, so as a senior developer, you do know that you understood what ADO.NET is, where you've got these drivers that you can use in communicating to databases, be it SQL Server, Oracle, OLEPDB, ODBC, and etc. So with the help of Entity Framework as well being combined to it, so see it this way, that you've got .NET on the far left that speaks to these drivers and connects to the databases and vice versa and get informations back on them. So Entity Framework is equally involved, right? It is originally shipped as an integral part of .NET Framework. Then, at a point in time, they started with Entity Framework version 6. It has been delivered separately from the .NET Framework generally. So it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's on GitHub. So it's an open source code. I would just say EF6. There you go. EF6 is here. This is a code base for Entity Framework 6, previously maintained at codeplex.com. Entity Framework Core is maintained at. So we've got both of them here, Entity Framework and Entity Framework Core. So, but what is important here is the .NET one, not the .NET Core. I'll speak on that in a bit, or we'll dig on that one as well in a bit. There you go. Source, Entity Framework, NuGet, SQL Server, and so on. For those of you who know that already, you know the common stuff: DB, which is database, DB configuration, database context, which is important. You can dive in and you can see all the codes, what it does behind the scene, why you use these functions and constructors. Okay, so I'm going to close that now. So what are we going to be doing? We will be creating, reading, and updating, as well as deleting from a database. Okay, I've got all of that lined up. So we're going to create a database from scratch and then read, write, and delete from it. So to add to that, which means first things first, we're going to create an entity project, create a DB context project to consume entity project, create repository project to consume the DB context project, create a TDD, which is test-driven development. In this case, we're talking about the NUnit test project for inserting, reading, updating, and deleting from the database. So when we're done with that, and then we'll round it up as usual, which I will now end up by saying, cash me up on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn address is there, so you see on the bar there or on the page. I've got a LinkedIn direct profile and a LinkedIn page, and probably the end, and tell you more videos coming soon. And in this case, we will be dealing in the near future. Entity Framework Core will be our next video. All right. Okay. I think this is where we have to dig in code-wise. Okay. First things first, let's create the database quickly. I'm just going to throw out the old ones that I've got there before, so we don't complicate matters. I've got scripts lined up, so I need to create a database that we can use for that. I'm just going to pop this in here. Create database, done. Great. And we will be doing the schema. for it. So when I refresh that, it should be here. Yes, there you go. And let's do this. So we're going to create the schema for it. Schema done. Throw that away. And then I'm going to create a table called employee and using the schema behind it. Why do I keep closing that window? So just run that. Oh, there's a syntax error somewhere. So we've got create. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, this is absolutely C# development. This is wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry, guys. So that's fine. All right. That's what happens if you work on too many curly brackets. So that sounds good. And I will go check again what else. Yeah, we're going to do some insert. So the tables are not empty. Let's put in some stuff. There you go. So, all right. I think we should be having details or datas in the database. Like I've mentioned before, we need a schema which I've added and the table. Let's just see what's inside there. There you go. We've got 2 rows in there. So, and they are secured. So we're going to be using that for our entity framework Codeforce approach based on the project. What happens next? What's going on? Okay, sorry, I thought I lost everything there. So what's going to happen next is we will create the entity project, create the DB context project, create the repository project, and the testing project to consume all of that. This is what I say. I will see you on my next video. See you later.